Hey everyone, it's Sigrist. Today I'm going to talk about something serious, which is suicide and depression. And that means no joking around, not any intros, and nothing flashy. Just wanted to talk like this. I actually decided to do this video last year after a string of suicides in the K-pop industry, but thought that maybe it was too quick, not appropriate, and I didn't want to capitalize on any of this. I saw a lot of YouTube videos and Instagram posts go up at this time, and it's okay. There's nothing against it. You're allowed to express your feelings on it, and I generally believe that most people that posted back then were doing it with sincere intentions. But at the same time, it wasn't right for this video I'm making now. But I want to start with an analogy, thinking about what I would do to talk about this subject, because I'm not somebody who has dealt with depression or suicide, but I think this is something that we can all relate to, and maybe it'll help us out. If you've ever done a marathon, you'll know what I'm about to talk about. When we start off doing a marathon, we set up a plan, right? We have this goal of what we need to do, what we need to do each week until we get to the actual day of the race. If we go through with that plan and complete the marathon, we can now identify ourselves as someone who has completed a marathon. Achieving that goal is hard, but if we stick to that plan and work hard, we can achieve that identity and have that accomplishment. A problem arises once we've announced that goal to other people. We've basically given ourselves the identity as a marathoner or someone who is going to complete a marathon. And that gives us that little bit of energy. And it actually subconsciously tricks you into believing that you're already a marathoner just because you're on the path to becoming a marathoner. And we are less likely to accomplish that final goal. Now you may be asking, like, what does this have to do with this suicide and depression talk and in the K-pop industry? Well, I'll get into that now. After the death of each celebrity in Korea, or any country for that matter, I remember seeing a whole bunch of videos and newspaper posts going on people's Facebook feeds and Instagram posts about how sad they were and how emotionally devastated they were by these incidences. And they were talking about suicide and suicide prevention and the things that people were doing wrong that caused them to commit suicide. All these videos started popping up. While those intentions are good, I couldn't help but think about the marathoner analogy. We all got those messages. We all thought about the best way that we could reach out to a friend who might be in need, to be a good listener, to answer the phone call whenever somebody called, just because, you never know what they might say or what they might need on the other end of the line. We were there and ready for them. And then something I was thinking about is that we committed to being that better person, that good listener, that better friend every time a celebrity died. Why do we have to recommit every time an incident like that happens? And I was thinking about the identity that we take on when we promise to be better people. We tell people that I'm gonna look out for my friend and I'm gonna answer the phone calls and do all these things, but by taking on the identity there, we think we've already made that step to becoming a better person. But in reality, to become that better friend, it's something that's a daily, a weekly, a monthly process of reminding yourself to reach out to people, to answer the call, to respond to messages quicker. You can't just say it every time a celebrity dies. You have to live it. In the end, the people that live it the most are the ones who were directly affected by depression or by the suicide of someone they care about, because they live with that every day. Whereas the rest of us live with it every time we hear about it. And I think that's the problem, is now we are in the situation where we only are attentive to those needs at that moment or the week after that moment. I mean, even for me, I am consistently not quick at responding to messages on Facebook or WhatsApp or Kakao, whatever it is I'm using. I'm not quick at responding. And so I'm also somebody that struggles with always being attentive to those needs. So I guess this video is a reminder that we don't want to become the marathoner who says, I'm going to run a marathon and take on that identity before they've actually accomplished that race. We can't be the friend who says, I'm going to be the one who's there for everyone before we've actually done it. We have to continuously work on that transition, that transformation into becoming actually the person who was there for our friends when they most needed it, not just saying it every time a celebrity passes away. And don't forget, especially in the wintertime with seasonal affective disorder, people all around us are suffering from depression, have thoughts of suicide. It's inescapable. If you know more than 2 people, you probably know someone who has considered suicide. So just be aware that even though right now at this moment we may not have that news of a celebrity death, it's still something we need to be constantly keeping in the back of our minds. And that's why I'm making this video now when it hasn't happened recently, thankfully, so that maybe it'll remind us that even when it's not a popular trending video on YouTube, we need to be cognizant of the fact that depression doesn't go away just because nobody in the news has died. So that's today's video. Hope it gives us something to think about. And yeah, hope you're all doing well.